biggest names in racing.
This smashing hurler going to record his 16th Grade 1 win, and as they go to the line, Hurricane Fly absolutely bolts in. Faheen makes it 10 from 10, and this high-class performer wins it very nicely. Racing up the line, Vroom Vroom Mag finding another bit, and Vroom Vroom Mag wins it by a length and a quarter.
Oh, what a joy it is. Hurricane Fly and Hardy Eustace. Hurricane Fly leading Hardy Eustace here, but what wonderful, wonderful horses. Hurricane Fly, he's won 26 times, obviously trained by Willie Mullins. A record 22 Grade 1 wins. He won 2 champion hurdles. He won 4 Punchestown champion hurdles, 5 Irish champion hurdles. Irish bred, a son of Mongeur, and owned by George Cretan and Rose Boyd. And Hardy Eustace, 21 years young he is now. They both reside at the National Stud. Hardy was brilliant too, trained by Desi Hughes. He won 14 races, 2 champion hurdles. He won this race here in 2004. He won an Irish champion hurdle and a Sun Alliance, and he was owned by Lara Byrne. Wonderful, wonderful horse.
Yes, and what a race we have in prospect. The Betdac champion hurdle, of course, Jack Kennedy, the 18-year-old, second in the Jockeys Championship to Ruby Walsh, of course. He's on Tombstone. Gordon Elliott already in the winners' enclosure with definite Ruby. Gordon has one runner. LeBake also runs a Tombstone on this, of course. And Willie Mullins has a plethora of contenders for the Betdac champion hurdle. Let's look at the last 10 winners of this prestigious race. Won last year by the mighty Vroom Vroom Mag. She was a 6-4 on favourite last year. Faheen, he was 1-6 when he won here 2 years ago. Jeski, and then of course the Fly, 4 consecutive years from 10 to 13. Solid for Charles Burns. Punjabi, Nicky Henderson, and Silent Oscar was a big result at 20-1 back in 2007. No Petit Mouchoir. Here are the 11 runners for this year's renewal of the Betdac Punchestown champion hurdle. Another €250,000 in total prize money. One is Arctic Fire, the horse to carry top weight in the county hurdle at the Cheltenham Festival, Paul Townend. 2 is Brain Power, David Mullins. 3 Diakali, Danny Mullins. 4 Identity Thief, Brian Cooper. 5 Ivan Grosny, Katie Walsh. 7 LeBake, Davy Russell rides. Number 7, My Tent or Yours, Aidan Coleman. 8 Doesn't Run, Petit Mouchoir. 9 Rashan, Sean Flanagan. 10 Tombstone, Jack Kennedy. 11 Wicklow Brave is Patrick Mullins. And number 12 Vroom Vroom Mag, the mare in the race, getting the allowances, and she's your market leader. 15-8. She was put in 4-1 this morning, but that was when Petit Mouchoir was declared. 9-2 Arctic Fire. Brain Power is 6-1 along with LeBake, and My Tent or Yours is 7-1. Leon Blanche, Tom Lee. What a race we have in prospect.
It's a fantastic renewal of this champion hurdle, Brian, and the mare, they're starting to really come for her now, to be fair. She's the one that most people want to be with. She gets a £7 allowance. She, of course, was second at Cheltenham. She won the race last year. Arctic Fire surprised a lot of people, winning the county hurdle off top weight. I'm still not going to rule out Brain Power. If you just take away that run in Cheltenham, his form before that was very, very strong. And Nicky Henderson and the whole camp were very, very strong about his chances for Cheltenham. Forgive him one run. He's a 6-1 chance. LeBake, I know you're taking a risk, but not with us. We gave all money back for anyone who backed LeBake here earlier in the week. And if he doesn't start today, we'll do the exact same thing. But I think he will start today. And you'd have to give him a squeak, Brian, if he jumps off.
Tom?
I'm with Leon. I like Brain Power. The other Henderson runner, Big Drifter, My Tent or Yours, 4 years since he won a race over hurdles. And I know you'll say, well, that's unkind. He missed a spell. Even so, you've got to go back to 2013 to find him actually putting his head in front in any way, shape or form over timber. So I think you can understand very well why he's so weak in the market. If you want the positives, look no further. She was 4-6 last year, 2-1, maybe 9-4. Vroom Vroom Mag, money positively pouring in for her. It would be a massive strike for Willie Mullins. And also LeBake, first-time visor, Davy Russell on board today. The talented rascal, 16-1 this morning. Here, 5 and 6-1 in the ring.
We see Davy Russell on the way to the start with LeBake wearing the visor. Will he start? Will he not? This is a race to savour. In fact, it's a race you probably don't even have to have a bet. Along the rails, you can still get 2-1 Vroom Vroom Mag.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? What a race ahead of us. Well, they say you can't keep a good man down. Here's a man who can't be kept down. What, 5 winners so far, Robbie?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic week so far. I mean, Jessica's horses are absolutely flying, and so are Colin Tizzer, so it makes my job a lot easier.
Who'd you like to be on here?
I think the mare, Vroom Vroom Mag, she was impressive here last year. I don't think it's as good a race as last year. okay, she's been a little bit below par this year, but she gets the valuable £7 mare's allowance, and I just think that could swing it in her favour.
And LeBake?
Yeah, look, LeBake's enigmatic, but if he jumps off, he has a chance, you know, we all know that, and there'll be plenty of lads down the start chasing him in and all, so
we're going to have a look at them, Robbie. We saw them in the paddock just a minute ago. We can have a look here. And the first one we have a look at is Arctic Fire. This is the county hurdle winner. Huge training performance by Willie. He'd been off for 14 months before. He's a 9-2 shot here. Paul Townhead rides him. He's very talented.
Number 2 is Brain Power, Nicky Henderson's runner for Michael Buckley. He absolutely bolted up in the Ladbroke hurdle in Ascot before Christmas. Went straight to the champion hurdle and was very disappointing. If he comes back to his best, he has a chance.
3 is the Grey Diacali. Another question mark about this fella jumping off. He hesitated at Ferryhouse, did jump off and bolted in. High quality horse. If you got a freebie up front, you'd never know what will happen, but he has to jump off first.
Brian Cooper is now riding Identity Thief. Well, he's a horse who has bags of talent, but he just seems to have lost his mojo for the moment. Wet Novice chasing, had success over that, then lost his way, and then a Daintree back over hurdles, didn't show any enthusiasm. There's Ivan Grosny. Katie rides this fella. Quality horse, won around Tipperary a few times. He's a fast horse. I don't suppose he'll make the run, and he can do quality horse in the flat as well too. I'd say she'll probably take her time and try and pick up some prize money.
There's LeBec on the way to the start. A visor on for the first time. Only LeBec knows what he's going to do, but Gordon Ellie will have an army of lads down there to chase him at the start. If he jumps off, he has a live chance. Going to be really fascinating, isn't it? My 10 years, the next we're going to look at. He's a 10-year-old now. He seems to retain all his ability and certainly all his enthusiasm. And well, you know, runner-up in a champion hurdle, runner-up again at Aintree. There's number 9, Rashan. He's been a model of consistency. He's done it. Connections, the power of good. Just might find this a bit tough.
And 10, we get a look at his tombstone. He was very impressive when he beat Jet Ski and Rashan at Navan, but then a big disappointment at Cheltenham at a handicap. Came back and ran sort of half alright, only half alright behind Renetti. He wants to come back to his best to have a squeak here. Wicklow Brave is an interesting one. He's not always the best at the start, but he wears blinkers here today. Could be a danger to them all. He's the Irish Ledger winner, and he was having his first start at Cheltenham since running at Flemington in the Melbourne Cup. He's 12-1 now. And the mayor, Vroom Vroom? Yeah, Vroom Vroom. You said, Ted, she looked a picture in the paddock better than she did in Cheltenham. Ruby's gone for her out of Willie's 5. If I had my choice of anything riding the race, it'd be her. And Tracy, you've got Nicky Henderson with you.
Yes, I certainly have. Always great to catch up with Nicky here in a really fascinating contest today. Of course, my 10 to yours. He was third in this last year. He's been some horse for you, hasn't he?
He has, and he just deserves one. But whether we can, I'm afraid they don't give him away that easily. They don't say, you're coming, you deserve one, you can have it. It's going to be very competitive. But he's been second, well, that's
3 times
in hurdles at Cheltenham, 4 festivals, and then we felt really a bit unfair. We actually went and beat him ourselves, both at Cheltenham and Aintree. But he ran 2 wonderful races.
Certainly did. And a little word on Brain Power. He didn't go to Aintree. He's a bit fresher.
He did. He freshened up a little bit. I don't know, but he was doing a little bit too much too soon at Cheltenham.
He was very keen, wasn't he?
He was very keen. They were just trying to drop him in a little bit more today, and he needs to go to sleep a little earlier on and see if he finishes his race, because those 2 races he won before Christmas, he was very, very impressive, and I think he is a very talented horse.
Yeah, hopefully he'll relax a bit today. How's Bouvardere?
He's good. He's on holiday. He's actually going to Sandown tomorrow to sort of have a little...
To keep Altior company.
Well, yeah, exactly. But, he can go there, and then he'll be coming home for his holiday next week.
All right. Very best of luck here, and very good luck tomorrow with Altior.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Nicky. Sorry about that.
Davy, Robbie is well aware of what's going to happen here. He's this old horse tucked in, and he's out sticking his right hand, just tapping him away there, keeping him up to his job. They'll be trying every trick to make sure he keeps going forward. That's the main thing, isn't it?
It is to keep him going forward. Like, they've walked him in at the back of horses every time he's ran before. This time Davy's sticking him in the middle of them, trying to keep him interested. He doesn't look overly interested there now. Davy's good, strong, long legs on him. He's squeezing them away. He's the stick in his right hand, just slapping him down the ribcage, just to keep him going forward. Yeah.
His old ears are flat back now. He's looking back at Davy rather than looking in front of him. You see the mare in front, her old ears are forward. Davy's just keep rooting him away. His old tail is moving. He's trying to keep him... To look at it, body language there, a bit better now than he was a few moments ago, but you can usually tell with him. Brain Power on the left here, walking in. Have we much more time to go?
They're still walking around on the inside at the moment.
I wouldn't want to be stuck behind him at the start now, would you?
Andy, we're going to join Andy down there.
Yeah, runners are circling inside the track. I think Joe Bannahan is going to leave them fairly late to come out on the track, so they'll get a straight run at the line, not to be taking any circles when they come out. So they'll be coming out onto the track. But if you look at all the people you can still see out there, that's in the middle, that's Gordon Elliott himself, Keith Donoghue over on the right, and Ian Ammond. They're already here to get in behind Lebec and give him a good hunt. But it's not just Lebec is the only fussy starter in the race. Wicklow Brave also has a little bit of a reputation of it, so Brendan Kenny has come down from the Willie Mullins yard and he's here to help him along. Wicklow Brave is also, to make matters a little bit worse, can have a tendency to kick out, so no one wants to get too near to him. And Diakali is another one who at times has shown a bit of a tendency to be a little bit slow to jump off. At the other end of affairs, Ivan Grosny and Katie Walsh are probably going to be ones that could be going a good gallop and making the running. Vroom Vroom Mag, I'm sure, will be plenty handy with Ruby Walsh. So if the others are a bit slow and dwell at the start, the likes of Ivan Grosny and Vroom Vroom Mag, My 10 to Yours, they'll all be gone. So they don't want to, even if they jump off and dwell a little bit, I don't think that'll be much good to them. They need to get off fairly lively. Davy Russell seems to be applying very different tactics to those Jack Kennedy did in the Supreme Novice and here the other day. He's lining up very handy down the inner, and Jack normally lines up out behind in hopes that the horse follows, but Davy has gotten a lot closer. You can see they're walking in steadily now. That'll be a help for them if they can keep walking forward. And the likes of Keith Donoghue and Brendan Kenny are in behind their horses following. Diakali is the one actually this time that looks a bit sluggish to jump off.
Got to keep going. Diakali is spoiling the party. Oh, that is not what
it's possible for Joe Bannahan as well. He's two horses there. One is going forward, the other one's not. He's in an impossible position. That's not Joe's fault now. We have two dodgy horses. He has to give both of them the best chance. Diakali wasn't coming forward. Now it's a big problem for Lebec.
Lads, just go and please take a tour behind the mat before it's been.
Andy.
Yeah, so it's all going a mess here. There's horses going every direction, people going every direction. Diakali is away from the rest of the field, so I think Joe Bannahan's going to let them go without him.
They're off and running. They've gone without Diakali, who's been withdrawn, but Lebec has jumped off as they go to the first. Identity Thief leads from Tombstone, Vroom Vroom Mag, My 10 to Yours and Brain Power, and behind these is Arctic Fire. Rashan Lebec has two behind him. In the early stages, Ivan Grosny and Wicklow Brave. As they run up past the stands and on towards the second flight, Identity Thief has a 4-length lead over Tombstone, who's about 6 in front of Vroom Vroom Mag. My 10 to Yours and Stable Companion Brain Power together in front of Rashan. Behind Rashan is Arctic Fire. Then comes Lebec towards the back with Ivan Grosny and also Wicklow Brave. As they round the top turn and make their way towards flight number 3, it's Identity Thief out in front under Brian Cooper from Tombstone and Jack Kennedy in second place. Then Vroom Vroom Mag and Ruby Walsh in third, followed by My 10 to Yours, Brain Power, Rashan. Arctic Fire is next towards the outside, followed by Wicklow Brave, Lebec, the Grey, and then Ivan Grosny as they head down the hill towards the far side of the course. The next will be number 4, and it's Identity Thief from Vroom Vroom Mag and Tombstone. My 10 to Yours, Track Stem, wide is Wicklow Brave. Brain Power in the white colours, black cap on the inside ahead of the green and red of Rashan. Then comes Arctic Fire, Lebec and Ivan Grosny at the 4th. Identity Thief the leader, Vroom Vroom Mag in second, wide is Wicklow Brave. Then My 10 to Yours, followed by Tombstone and Brain Power. Behind these is Arctic Fire, then Rashan, Lebec last but one, and finally Ivan Grosny. As they swing down the far side of the track with another 5 flights to jump, and it's Identity Thief the leader in the Betdaq Champion Hurl, being followed by Vroom Vroom Mag. Right of the picture is Wicklow Brave, behind them is My 10 to Yours. On the inside of Tombstone, Brain Power is next, then Arctic Fire, and then Rashan as they come to this one now. 5 out, and little to choose between Wicklow Brave, who jumps in front from Identity Thieves in second, and they're followed in third by Vroom Vroom Mag, And then comes My Tent Or Yours. Arctic Fire towards the outside of Tombstone, then Brain Power. As they come down to 4 out now. And Wicklow Brave is clear. From in second place, Identity Thief, Vroom Vroom Mag on the inside, last year's winner. Then My Tent Or Yours, then Arctic Fire and Brain Power. Then Tombstone dropping back, followed by LeBake. And Rashan is next, and Ivan Gronzi and Wicklow Brave has skipped a good 8 lengths clear of Vroom Vroom Mag on the inside of Identity Thief. My Tent Or Yours is behind them, then Arctic Fire, and behind Arctic Fire is Rashan. Wicklow Brave coming to the third last, over and clear for Patrick Mullins. Vroom Vroom Mag is just about second from Identity Thief, then My Tent Or Yours, Arctic Fire on the outside, and then Brain Power as they come down to the second last in the Betdac Champion Hurl. And it's Wicklow Brave, the Ardie St. Leger winner, over and clear from Vroom Vroom Mag. And My Tent Or Yours around the outside as they run the turn. Wicklow Brave has a commanding lead over My Tent Or Yours, who's gone second past Vroom Vroom Mag. They're followed by Identity Thief, then Arctic Fire and Brain Power, and then LeBake as they race towards the final flight now. Wicklow Brave, Patrick Mullins out in front, chased by My Tent Or Yours. Arctic Fire down the outside, Brain Power. Vroom Vroom Mag beaten. LeBake is making some ground, but as they come to the final flight, it is Wicklow Brave the leader. Arctic Fire on the outside, My Tent Or Yours on the inner, and over the last, Wicklow Brave, My Tent Or Yours. Arctic Fire down the outside, racing into the closing stages. It's Wicklow Brave for My Tent Or Yours. In third place is Arctic Fire as they go to the line. Wicklow Brave for Patrick and Willie Mullins wins it from My Tent Or Yours. Third spot for Arctic Fire. LeBake stays on for fourth. Brain Power fifth there, well clear of Ivan Grozny. Vroom Vroom Mag who dropped right out, then Tombstone, Rashan and Identity Thief. So a big pot for Willie Mullins. This makes it really interesting, the title race. Patrick Mullins the winning rider on number 11, Wicklow Brave.
Oh, what, 175,000 for Willie Mullins in the race in the trainer's title, but it was Patrick Mullins, the man of the moment, the blinkers. Ted Walsh worked on Wicklow Brave.
Yeah, he didn't always need him. He won a Leger without him. He was slow jumping off in the champion hurl with Paul Townend. They decided to put on him today. I thought, Bob himself and Puppy thought he was running a bit too keen down the back, but he kept going well. He's a Leger winner, and that's you can't get away from that.
Yeah, as Ted says, he's a very high class horse on the flat. And just when they turned away from the stands and went down the hill, he grabbed a hold of it with Patrick. And fair play, like he won a Leger over a mile and 6. He was always going to stay 2 miles, and he's jumped the last 3 hurdles really, really well. Like Patrick's given him a fantastic ride. Willie had to call in his son to get him back in the championship race.
Vroom Vroom Mag was beat before she got to the second last. She come off the bridle there and she's hard at it. And it's Arctic Fire who runs on. A 1-2 for the Wicklow Bloodstock as well too, for the Peacock family. Great success for them. My Tent Or Yours once again has run a cracker. Second here, second at the Champion Hurl, second at Liverpool. He's a very, very consistent horse. And Brain Power has run a good race as well. LeBake jumped off and he ran really well. I think he may have got up to be fourth, did he? On the inside, the grey horse. He did indeed. He's a quality horse for a novice to get up there to be fourth. Just to tell you what a quality horse he is. But there's our winner. Come on, Patrick. Big one for him. He mightn't be champion amateur this year, but I'll tell you, this is a very important one. He's helped Dad in a big way here and won another grade 1 to win this big hurl race. He'll get some kick out of that. I'd say he'd forfeit any Riders' Championship to ride a big grade 1 winner. Definitely, there. Yeah. He's won 9 or 10 of them anyway, so another one is not going to make any difference to him. And he's given this horse a great old drive, and the horse responded and kept going well. He won the county hurl last year. Arctic Fire, who was third, won the county hurl this year. A couple of lengths.
A 12-1 winner, Wicklow Brave, of course, a son of Beat Hollow, but this will mean plenty to Patrick Mullins, Robbie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Patrick and Jamie have been fighting tooth and nail since Christmas for the amateur riders title, and as Ted said, I think Patrick will sacrifice that for this. You know, this is a fantastic race, and he's given this horse a peach of a ride.
He knows what it means as well too. You know, it's a great combination, father, mother and son and the whole lot. Like, well done, Patrick.
It's a huge team effort. It's a huge team effort, and the championship means a lot to everybody, and this has put Willie right back in the hunt for it now, you know.
The horse that won the Classic when we were on at the Curragh last year, Frankie
Dettori,
beat Order of St. George. That was a great day, but you can see Patrick Mullins clenching his fist. He knows that it's a job well done on Wicklow Brave, grabbing the race by the scruff of the neck. But Dad, Willie Mullins, will be very proud of horse, but more proud of his son, Robert Hall.
Oh, what a race, what a horse, what a rider, Willie. That is something else, isn't it? Second last day of the season, your son goes and picks up this one.
Yeah, delighted for Patrick, delighted. So it's really good.
Was that a plan? Was that the plan? I mean,
no. We didn't know what to do with because Wicklow Brave has his own way of running, And Patrick started off at the back, and I think he might have run away with Patrick halfway down the hill, and rather than fight him, I imagine Patrick just said, right, let's go, and like he won the ledger from the front, and he really just got him jumping down the back, and he really just pinged hurls. It was gaining lengths. I thought he was caught maybe turning after the second last, but he got a right good jump at the last. I could see Patrick eyeing up the last, and I think he hit him one taking off, and he said it was sort of, all or nothing. And
put blinkers on him too.
Yeah. He just has a tendency to dwell at the start, and we thought it might help at the start. And today, we didn't know what was going to happen. You saw what happened at the start. Diakali, Labayak, Wicklow Brave. They were, we thought there could be carnage at the start. So thankfully the starter withdrew our other horse, and at least things got off then. But you never know these horses. So.
And Willie, we've got to be realistic. This wasn't just a horse race. It meant something a bit more. Perhaps we've got another day to go.
I don't know. Someone says we won a lot of money there. I was actually just focusing on Patrick. Could he ride another Grade 1 winner? And delighted.
We loved it too.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Yes, well done to Team Mullins. Patrick coming back in on Wicklow Brave. Robbie, I must talk to you about the upcoming race. Phineas Oscar, you must go in and a way out, but this is a horse that we just don't know how good he is, do we?
No, exactly. I mean, I got a great feel off him in Aintree. He was unbelievably green. It was the first time he'd run on decent ground in a proper Grade 1. The Tallworth wasn't a wonderful race. And I thought he overcame a lot of problems to win that day. Colin's very happy with him since he came back from Aintree, and I think this is an even better race again. You've death duty.
This is his real test, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You've death duty.
What are your private thoughts?
Look, I don't know. At this time of year, it's very tricky with horses, how much a race is taken out of them. He had a tough race in Aintree. It's a fortnight later. He won his point-to-point at the end of October, It's a big ask.
Well done, Robbie, going way out. Let's look at the breeding. Let's look to Robbie Power on Phineas Oscar. We'll have that race live as well. But this horse by Beat Hollow, of course, who stands down at the Ballylynch stud out of a Rainbow Quest mare, of course. Beat Hollow was a real good racehorse. Real Juddmonte pedigree. Real. And he's a real jumping stock, only 4-year-olds this year, of course, and the dam is by Rainbow Quest. And what a broodmare sire Rainbow Quest is, Robert Hall. A real broodmare sire Rainbow Quest.
Yeah, always has been, hasn't he? I mean, you'd love these Rainbow Quest mares, and they've got quality, they've also got stamina. They bring stamina too. Wasn't there some race?
It was a real exciting race to watch. Ruby Walsh in his Irish Examiner column this morning said that the blinkers might just work the Oracle and Wicklow Brave. He was always a talented horse, Ted Walsh.
Yeah, it's funny now, if Patrick rode Wicklow Brave, if Ruby had ridden Wicklow Brave, he mightn't have won, because they wouldn't have let Ruby go. They'd have followed him. They were watching one another. That happens in races. Not saying they would have, but he stole away.
He got 10 lengths.
That's what I'm saying. 10 or 12 lengths, but they wouldn't have. They'd have followed him.
Yeah.
Ruby was the first man to go after him, wasn't he, really?
Yeah, but they were sitting behind Ruby. They were riding to beat Ruby. I mean, if you watch the ground that the likes of Arctic Fire and My 10 to Yours are those made up from a long ways out. She followed him, but she emptied at the third last. She was gone. She was never looked like a winner now watching her, for a mare that travels so well.
Brian, we're looking here at an Irish Ledger winner, a horse that has stamina, has pace as well, went to Melbourne. That race at Cheltenham, that left him absolutely right. And, I mean, he's a proper one, isn't he, too?
I think his last 3 runs before today, winning the Irish St. Ledger, running in the Melbourne Cup, running in the Champion Hurdle. He's a quality horse to own, of course, a son of Beat Hollow.
But how smart of Willie, he just had the little inkling to put the blinkers on, and it definitely made a difference.
It did. It made a huge difference. But that was Paul Townend said it at Cheltenham. Paul Townend said, put a pair of blinds on him. He said,
sorry, gentlemen, now look, 23,000 between them. It's now getting so close.
It's amazing, isn't it? Look, Willie's got to the front. Extraordinary.
But I was saying to you last week, Willie never used to use blinkers. 4 of his last 6 winners have been blinkers. Willie Mullins was never a blinkered man.
Isn't that a lovely photograph?
Great.
Maureen Mullins, her son
3
and her
generations.
grandson. Absolutely special photograph.
3 generations.
Yeah, 23,000. Gordon's got lots of arrows still to fire. He's got Apple's Jade tomorrow in the big one. She looks absolutely rock solid. This game is extraordinary. Puts manners on everyone. But tomorrow is the last day. We're 24 hours away from knowing who is going to win the Trainers' Championship. Here's the winning jockey. Let's hear from him now.
Yeah, Patrick, congratulations. That was a bit special.
It was. I've been rattling the crossbar all week. I've had 3 seconds and I had a second the week before Punchestown as well. So to do that's fantastic, and especially as it helps Dad, especially as it helps my father.
Thank you. Absolutely. I mean, that's put him back in front. But I mean, you really committed him early on. I mean, you obviously knew he's got pace, he's got stamina.
I think it's called getting run away with in style.
He did mention he thought you might have done earlier on.
He nearly didn't jump off, and then he was jumping so well and travelling so well, I didn't want to disappoint him. I just said I'd take a chance that by letting him jump and travel, he'd enjoy himself, and I knew if he did that, he might have the ability to do what he did.
And the last, I mean, you just gave him a whack and he just took off again.
Well, he just jumped so slickly the whole way. I was able to trust him. I needed to jump it well because I was just starting to run on fumes, and it's a magic feeling, and I'd just like to thank Nick Peacock for letting me ride him.
It's a wonderful story. You rode brilliantly. Very well done.
Thanks very much,
Well done, Pat.
Yes, Patrick Mullins, what a talent as professional and amateur riders you ever will find, partnering Wicklow Brave to win the Betdaq Punchestown Champion Hurdle. Your 12-1 winner. Second, number 7, My 10 to Yours at 8-1 for Nicky Henderson. Third, number 1 was Arctic Fire. Odds of reward 9-2. A first and third for WP Mullins, and your 6-4 favourite. By the way, was Vroom Vroom Mag, eventually dispatched. Latest odds now for the trainer's title, the Betfair Sportsbook. Willie Mullins 4-7, Gordon Elliott 5-4. Still so much to play for. We'll be right back after this short break.
Fascinating race, hasn't it? Patrick Mullins steals it from the front, and Nick Peacock's Wicklow Brave adds this Betdaq Punchestown Champion Hurdle to his Irish ledger when there is the presentation party, and Robert Connolly, Shane McLaughlin, the exchange director of Betdaq, making the presentation, Greg Walker there as well. Congratulations to them all.